Alec Murdaugh is reportedly being kept alone in maximum security while South Carolina prison officials decide where exactly they are going to house him permanently and long term. For now, he is at Kirkland Correctional Institute, where, according to reports, officials fear that other inmates might, quote, want to take him down a few notches due to his notoriety. He's being isolated for his own safety, they say, but could it also be a privilege for a prominent and well-connected prisoner? Could he want to be alone? Could this be something that his high-power state senator lawyer pulled some strings and has got him a cell by himself with some special privileges? I want to bring in Larry Levine. He is the director and founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants and also a former federal inmate. It's good to have you tonight, Larry. First of all, I want to ask you about this appeal. This is new. They have filed this intention now to file an appeal in the case. Could that have something to do with wanting to get him out of state prison and back into the county jail, where perhaps it's a little more comfortable?
No, he's already been convicted. He's already been sentenced. Essentially, he's serving his time. The appellate process, the way it moves through, it's all paperwork until maybe they have an oral argument or they have a hearing or something. Remember that on an appeal, you're not bringing up new stuff. You can't bring up stuff on an appeal that didn't happen. So now everything is in the record. And this is why a lot of times lawyers bring things up. So the stenographer gets an actual record of it, and that's the things that you can appeal. I mean, is he appealing his sentence or is he appealing his conviction? So you need to look at what he's appealing very carefully. He was found guilty by a jury. So there's no question that he is guilty. He was found, he was legally found guilty. That's his conviction. Now, is he trying to say that he didn't deserve a life sentence? Well, I'm pretty sure that judge knew what he was doing. And by statute, he was allowed to give Alex Murdaugh a life sentence, and that's what he got.
I do wonder, though.
He can say the judge abused his discretion. I see that all the time.
I wonder, Larry, though, he's got the 99 financial crimes also. I've wondered to myself, he's going to be carted back and forth to these different counties around South Carolina. Is it possible that life will be a little better in the jail there? These prisons in South Carolina sound awful.
That takes a lot of time, money, and resources. And a lot of these crimes, these financial crimes, these could be federal crimes. We really don't know if it gets handed off to the feds or not. Nowadays in prisons, they have like Zoom-type video setups.
Yeah.
Because they know inmates have to testify and appear and go before proceedings. So he may never get out of that prison. I mean, where he's at now, that's a custody and security classification center where they're going to figure how cuckoo this guy is and where they're going to put him. But he's not going to really do his time there.
So
he's never getting out.
There's new reporting today.
Just a waste of time.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, I want to get to this, Larry. There's new reporting today that he may be able to buy a TV for his cell where he is because he stays in the cell. And also that he'll basically have a private prison escort anytime he leaves the jail cell. Is that unusual to you? I mean, he gets to buy his own he just went away for life and he already gets to buy his own TV?
I was in the federal system. You couldn't buy TVs. A lot of the state systems, they will allow you to get a TV. And they're like Lucite TVs where you can look through them. They're made out of like translucent plastic because they figure that and they only get limited channels. It's like cable and they've got to pay for it. Because they figure if the inmate is sitting in his cell watching television, he's not out there fighting, stealing things, and causing problems. So it's not necessarily for the inmate. The TV is like an electronic babysitter. And the guy that's following him around, he's got a staff member, a CO following him around. They're not doing that because he's Alex Murdaugh. Well, they are. They're not doing that because he's special. They're doing that because Alex is a target. First of all, he killed his wife, allegedly. He killed his wife and killed his son. His family were prosecutors in that county, and there's a good chance this guy could become collateral damage. Somebody wants to get to him. He's got money. There's no question about it. Don't believe what you're hearing. And I would think the most important thing, can you imagine somebody up and coming, they haven't been in prison super long, but they want to gain some notoriety. So they go and take somebody like Alex Murdaugh out and kill him. And that person will have street cred like you've never seen before. And the prison, they don't need these problems. They don't need the bad publicity. So it's easier for them just to assign an officer to essentially escort him around.
So what's better for him? I mean, do you think he wants to be alone in the cell with the TV that he gets to buy and the private escort?
Well,
or do you think he wants to be out where he can talk to people?
You know, being locked in a cell all the time, that's like a county jail kind of thing. I mean, solitary confinement, protective custody, yeah, you're in a cell all the time. Prison is a big social experience. You can only pace between those four walls for so long, and then you start going crazy. So I believe the guy does want to go outside. He does want to meet people. He wants to socialize. Hell, he probably wants to get into the law library, start running a scam there, doing legal work for people in hopes that he can get people out that probably don't have a prayer, but they'll believe it because he told it to them. If I was him, I would want to get into general population as quickly as I could.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.